This one here is Ollie's bed, and as you can see, it's full of strawberries. Over here is Josh's patch. Now up this end, the end with the netting on it, is just a winter crop, just that I'm going to let grow, and then before spring I'll just turn it over back into the soil for some nutrients. Up over here we have the pineapples, which are looking really well, and the asparagus, which has just gone absolutely nuts. Behind that we've got my strawberries and pumpkin. Now, funny story with this pumpkin, I actually thought it was cucumber. So they were just plants that came up out of some compost we had, or compost I made. And so I thought they were cucumbers, so I put them in there, and lo and behold, they turned out to be pumpkins, which have, as you can see, kind of taken over a bit of our yard. Now, sorry about the mess. It's been raining on and off for ages, and so there's mud everywhere, but that is life. We've got a few potatoes here, and then up here we've got our tomatoes, or some of our tomatoes. Now, our tomatoes are not happy. They are wet, and therefore have got lots of diseases. We do have a couple little tomatoes coming up, but I'm not sure exactly how good our crop's going to be. And then this one here is the garden bed I've literally just planted out. This is our autumn. It's late, I know, but that's life. So we've got the peas up the back here, and then some lettuce here, and then down here I've got broccoli. Now, for some reason, when my broccoli was growing, I don't know if you can see it very well. I'll show you another picture later. It just went lanky and leggy. So I've done a bit of an experiment. I've left it lanky on this row here, but on this row here, I have actually pushed it down so just a bit of the top is showing. So we'll see how that goes. And this is what happened. I have no idea why. And if you can tell me, that would be great. But that's what happened. This was our watermelon and pumpkin veggie patch, and unfortunately the grass just overtook it, so we got one tiny little watermelon from it, and I have put it to rest. So there's some sugarcane mulch under there and the black plastic on top, and hopefully by spring it will, have formed a nice compact layer, and we can plant some seeds into it, and we will definitely keep the black plastic on it to try and keep the weeds down. But we do have some over here. These ones here are sweet potato. They're having a hard time with the grass as well, but they're not doing too badly. Alright, so guys, I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update on these broccoli. Now, these ones here are the ones that I just, as you can see, just planted in the ground where they were in their pot, so they've got a lot of roots. Whereas these ones, I got them as close to the ground as I could. Now, a lot have died on both sides, but I believe that's just because of the rain. We've just had so much rain and it's so muddy, and everything's suffering. So in my little experiment, whether you plant them just the roots or plant halfway up the stems, I don't think it really matters. Well, that's what I found anyway. And while I'm here, I might as well give you a little further update. So I actually planted some corn here. Now, I know it's out of season and it may die on that first frost, but it sprouted in the compost, so I thought, why not give it a go? And then, as you can see, my peas are doing wonderfully. They don't mind the rain whatsoever. And to give you a little preview of how much rain we've had, I mean, this is the mud, and it has killed our pumpkins as well. They're just dying. My tomatoes that were here were just so diseased, I had to pull them out. So that's all gone. I will plant peas there as soon as they sprout. And you can see what all this rain's doing to the pumpkins. I mean, they're just rotting on the vine. There's one there with a slug on it. And there is another one over here. Yeah, it's just way too much rain. And the pumpkins we do have, the ones that are surviving, something has decided to take a little gnaw out of them. Now, Josh has also built this little box to keep the chooks out of Ollie's strawberries, and there are quite a few flowers, but there's also quite a few actual strawberries going on in here, which is good. Now, here are the tomatoes that I tried to save, and I do have some babies that are growing which are quite healthy. But then you get to the bigger ones that will have lived through the endless rain. And as you can see, they're not happy at all. I have had quite a few that I have had to give to the compost because they're dead men walking. I do have some flowers. There's some over here. But honestly, I think our yield this season is going to be quite terrible. But with the price of tomatoes at the moment, I'm going to try and get what I can get.